Good morning, afternoon, evening, midnight, and noon. I'm William Espy with Precedent in Motion, and today we're going to be talking about Barnes v. Felix, a case I did quite a while ago. But since my release of that video, the Supreme Court has actually released a decision on the case. So, this is not any Barnes v. Felix video, this is Barnes v. Felix Revisited. So, as the title suggests, we're going to be going back into the case and seeing how the new decision will impact us and what that new decision actually is. So, let's get right into it with Barnes v. Felix Revisited. So, let's get into the actual decision of the Supreme Court. On May 15th, 2025, the Supreme Court gave the majority decision in Barnes v. Felix, stating, quote, "Today, we reject that approach, the moment of threat doctrine, as improperly narrowing the requisite Fourth Amendment analysis to assess whether an officer acted reasonably in using force. A court must consider all the relevant circumstances, including facts and events leading up to the climactic moment." Basically, when an officer uses lethal force. This totally rejects the moment of threat doctrine and declares it unconstitutional. Let's look at the impact the decision will have on the lower courts. Firstly, this will likely make the lower courts question police action more deeply in cases that challenge police use of deadly force. In the past, the courts have looked only to the moment of threat, as the moment of threat doctrine suggests, when a police officer's life was threatened. Now, they may look farther back in that interaction and see if a police officer unreasonably increased the risk of needing to use deadly force. Secondly, this decision should, at least in theory, close the circuit split present within the lower circuit courts. In the past, the circuit courts have been almost completely split down the middle as to whether or not the moment of threat doctrine is valid or invalid. From this decision should close that and make them all agree that the moment of threat doctrine is invalid. We'll also likely see an influx of cases that challenge police use of deadly force, now that the relatively high standard of the moment of threat doctrine is gone. Additionally, this decision has indirectly narrowed qualified immunity, which protects police actions as long as the police do not breach a clearly established right, by expanding what could be considered unreasonable force under the Fourth Amendment. So, that's all I really have to say today. It's a pretty short video. I'm just going over the decision and impact of the brand new majority opinion in Barnes v. Felix. But I still do think this is incredibly important, as this will totally affect how the courts preside over cases that challenge police actions that involve deadly force. So, well, like I said, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and as I say every video, good morning, afternoon, evening, midnight, and noon. This has been a recap of Barnes v. Felix with William Espy in Precedent in Motion.